It's that time in a woman's life when the rage can take over. It can feel like you're losing control of your own body. Menopause, and sadly, it's unavoidable. What often helps though, HRT patches, hormone replacement therapy. But there's a major shortage right now that's being kept very quiet.
Women are really mad. They are contacting me and they're distressed.
Journalist Shelley Horton is known for her quick wit, but when she talks menopause, it's deeply personal.
This is not a luxury. When you lose your estrogen, you are losing vital parts for your bones, your brain and your heart. This is what we're replacing. It is not a beauty thing. It is actually saving women's lives.
Her experience was a struggle and almost killed her.
And I can tell you that my HRT saved my life. And I'm not exaggerating with that. It got to the point where I didn't feel like being here anymore. So for someone to say it's just a bit of a hot flush and you'll be fine, they haven't walked in my shoes.
Around 50% of the population is women, and 100% of us will go through menopause if we live to that age. It's when your estrogen hormone levels drop, and how that feels for every woman is different. Hot flushes, brain fog, insomnia, crippling muscle and joint pain and depression. Hormone replacement therapy is used to ease those symptoms, and a patch putting those hormones back into your body is the most common treatment. But now it's facing a serious shortage.
Yes, it's life-changing for me, and I wouldn't want to go back there.
Trudy Went uses Estroderm, one of the 4 brands hard to get a hold of.
Sometimes you're lucky to find one in your local area. Sometimes you can go further afield, but still, may have to drive half an hour, 40 minutes.
And what lengths have you gone to try and access patches?
I've spent hours calling different pharmacies. Sometimes I'm told, yes, our pharmacy in Brisbane somewhere will have it, but by the time you get there, they no longer have them in stock. It causes a lot of anxiety.
The Therapeutic Goods Administration issued a warning. All 4 patch brands in Australia will remain in short supply, some for another 12 months due to manufacturing issues and unexpected increased demand. Its advice to doctors: consider these shortages when initiating new patients.
I was shocked when I heard the TGA telling doctors to not prescribe it as a solution.
So how are women getting by then?
Look, I've had some really sad stories. I've heard women who are cutting their patches in half to make them last longer, leaving them on too long. None of these are medically the best thing to do.
In my clinic, I'm hearing those same stories of desperation.
Dr Danielle McMullen from the Australian Medical Association.
The TGA has been working to try and source some alternatives from overseas. Pharmacists can talk to the supplier and source these alternatives. Sometimes there might be different costs involved in terms of the PBS. Not all of the international brands are covered by the PBS, and in some instances you may need a new script.
A Senate inquiry into menopause in Australia made 22 recommendations calling for government action. It addressed the HRT shortage, urging pharmaceutical companies to start manufacturing patches here in Australia. And right now, its reply is overdue.
Pharmacists, doctors, patients are all trying to work together until we reach the end of this dark tunnel.
For now, the TGA wants pharmacists to use their discretion and offer different hormone treatments if a patient's prescribed patch is out of stock.
Well, it's all right to not prescribe them to new patients, but it's their existing patients who can't access it either. So it's basically non-existent.
Would this be happening if it was any other medication or any other condition?
It would never happen if it was something that wasn't a women's issue. We are just taught from a small age, periods are painful, you just have to put up with it, this is just part of being a woman. And guess what? It's not. If you are a normal, healthy woman, you should not be in any pain.
And we put a number of questions to the TGA and were told while they appreciate the concern and frustration these shortages have caused, the problem isn't unique to Australia. They're working with drug companies to minimise the impact on patients.